Hi, I just went to Baghdad yesterday and I went to the pottery on Saturday. It was a really great trip, and I just sitting here and thinking of a topic. Wait, what did I just say? I went to Baghdad yesterday. I went to the pottery on Saturday. Hey, I got a topic. Let's talk about past simple with tense. So let's go in. Hey, if you ever talked about some event that happened in the past and ended in the past too, you have to use past simple. And to me, it's pretty simple. Let's just say, um, when you learn about this, you will take it really easily too. So today we'll learn about regular verbs and irregular verbs, how to answer a question in past simple, and we will finish with a quiz. So let's do it. First, you have to know what past simple is. Let's say it is when you talk about something that happens in the past and finish in the past too. You use the past simple. And when you talk about past simple, you have to use not normal verbs but past verb too. We use it verb too, and it has regular verbs like stopped, started, and listened. In regular verbs, you will just take the verb and add an e and an d to it, to the end of it. So you have a regular verb. But let's hear these words so you can spot any difference in the pronouncing. Listened, started, and stopped. Sometimes it ended like an id, like id, and it is started, and sometimes it's just d, like listened, and sometimes it's just ed, like stopped. And now you heard clearly. My mom used to say that it has to be one rule to let it talk about different pronouns, but you have to remember it. There is no simple rule about this. And then you have to talk about regular verbs. In regular verbs, you have to add an ed for it, but in irregular verbs, you have to remember all the verbs in the past. It is like go and went, sit and sat, and some stuff like that. I'm afraid you have to remember all of them because there is no simple rule. And when we talk about questions, let me say, Did you eat breakfast this morning? Now, let's see. Why do we talk about past simple but we use eat, not ate? Ate is an irregular verb. We use eat, not ate. So, I will read the sentence again. Did you eat breakfast this morning? I know the answer is yes. So, let's don't talk about this, but talk about the grammar. Do you know why we use eat instead of ate? That's because we use the did. Did is in the past tense too, and when we use did, we have to use the verb, but not in the past. Like, did you eat breakfast this morning? Where did you go? Or some stuff like that. Or when answer, you can say, I ate breakfast this morning. I went to the pottery on Saturday. It is like when you have did, you will use the main verb, and if you don't have did, you will use the past verb too. Now, do you remember? I want to ask you some questions, and I'll give you time to answer. Where did you go yesterday? Where did you go on Saturday? Did you study math this morning? And then you will take your time, and then I'll talk about it the next time. Now let's have a quiz. Do you remember what I just taught you? Let's see. When will we use past simple? When will we use past simple? Take your time. Okay, you're correct. When we use past simple is when you talk about event that happens in the past and finishes in the past too. And how do you use a sentence or questions with did? Take your time. Okay, when we use a sentence with did, we use the verb to, that is the past verb. We use the main verb and do not use the past verb, okay? Now, what do you call an irregular verb? An irregular verb is a verb in the past, but it don't count as a past as it don't have the ed. It don't have an ed to the end of it, so you have to remember it. Okay? You remember all I've taught today. That's all for BBC English, and goodbye. See you next time.